Now the ships are making their way to the starting area. Royalist has completed her tack. Malcolm Miller is being passed by one of the French schooners, Belle Poule. And following them is the large modern Dutch schooner Eendracht, which was built in 1989. She is 606 tons and has a crew of 54 people. The man in the bows will give you some idea of her size. She is very luxurious below, perhaps too much for the ardent sail trainer. She replaces a smaller schooner of the same name, which is now in German ownership and called the Jan Schmidt. Like the STA schooners, these young people come from all walks of life and are not necessarily going to follow a career at sea. But a very enjoyable one. You would almost certainly step ashore having learnt a lot about yourself and have built up a store of memories. As Lord Burnham, chairman of the Sail Training Association, once said, "We are in business to provide memories." And so the ships are racing to their next port. The crowds have bade them farewell, having had the opportunity to see some stirring sights. And what you have been seeing are sights that can be seen every year in all parts of the world. But the Sail Training Association organizes their races with a hidden aim, namely, to enable young people from many different nations to race together at sea under sail, and subsequently to meet each other, to swap experiences, and to go away in friendship. And should you want to be one of the young crews of these vessels taking part in the Cutty Sark tall ships race, how would you do it? Well, there's an association, the Association of Sea Training Organizations, or ASTO, which you can contact through the Royal Yachting Association at Eastleigh, Hampshire, in Britain. Because the races are for young people, there are a number of curious factors involved. For example, the time limit. The ports always arrange a complex program, and it's essential that the ships are there in time. So a vessel that has not crossed the finishing line by the time of the time limit is still counted in the results and can even win a prize. Incidentally, the premier prize is not for winning the race, but for the crew which, by the vote of all the captains, has done the most for international cooperation. The first race was held in 1956, when a London solicitor, Bernard Morgan, felt that to hold such an event would bring together the last of the world's windjammers, which could easily at that stage have faced extinction. They have been organised yearly ever since, enabling more than 750,000 young people to experience them. The last of the windjammers? There are now more than 60 in commission, more than there were in 1956. This picture of a square rigger sailing out of the dock at Milford Haven might never have been seen again, but for that foresight and for the subsequent races.